Okay, Jody started the recording. It is now looking at the time here, 7:32 on Monday, March 21st, 2022. This is the Board of Trustees meeting. So I'm calling this meeting to order, and the first order of business is public comment period. There is no one in the room with us. Is there anyone online who'd like to speak during this period about any topic that is not already on our agenda? Samantha, are you there? She's on mute. Hi, Samantha.
Good evening, sir. Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Hearing no comment right at this point, I would need a motion and a second to close the public comment period.
I move that we close.
Pat moves.
I'll second.
Carolyn seconds. All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
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 Okay, it's unanimous. Okay, so the next order of business is to approve our minutes from March 7th and March 17th.
No, February 17th and March 7th.
Oh, sorry.
And we have to do them separate because February 17th, Randy wasn't here.
Okay,
And then March 7th, everyone was here, but Pat left.
Absolutely.
okay.
So I don't vote then. But March 7th and the 17th, but it's.
February 17th. Okay.
February.
I printed a new agenda. I just didn't.
That's okay. It happens to me all the time. Okay, so we will first vote on the February 17th meeting minutes. Is there any discussion on this? On minutes? Did everyone take a look and find any problems with the February 17th?
I got two little corrections from Carolyn. Thank you.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes for February 17th. I'll move them if someone will second.
I'll second.
Carolyn seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, abstaining?
I abstain.
All right, that passes. The next is to vote on the March 7th meeting minutes. I will move those. Is there any discussion? Did anyone have any errors?
Second.
Thanks. Does anyone have any discussion about the minutes on March 7th? Okay, no further comments. All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I think I have to abstain, right?
And any abstentions? Yeah, okay, that's taken care of. Thank you. The next order of business is to continue our EAF parts 2 and 3 for the proposed local law A for the lighting law. Now, on this one, we've already, for those of you who were not at our meeting on March 7th, we held a public hearing and closed it on March 7th. And the remaining action from that was to complete the seeker review, the state environmental quality review. And that's what we will be doing tonight. So did everyone get it? Does everyone remember or did you go through the part 1? We did most of that. In fact, I think we did it all at the last meeting. Isn't that correct, Mike?
We did.
Yes, you did review it. And if I can, Jody,
Okay.
if you can share the screen, I can put part 2 up there for you if you'd like.
In the office? It's funny.
Yeah, he's in the
Oh,
office.
yeah.
Okay. I have it here in front of me where I can read through this. Mike, do you want to read through it or do you want me to? I don't mind.
Now go ahead and read through it and then you guys answer the questions and I'll mark it as you go.
Okay. So we have 11 questions here for part 2. This is the impact assessment part of the seeker. Number 1, will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? No.
No.
Number two, will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land? No. Number three, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No. Number four, will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area, CEA? No. Number five, will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? No. Number six, will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy? Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? No. Number seven, will the proposed action impact A, public-private water supplies? No. B, public-private wastewater treatment utilities? No. Number eight, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? No. Number nine, will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources for e.g. wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, and fauna? No. Number 10, will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? No. And the last one, number 11, will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? No. If everyone agrees, we can say that we have completed part two of the impact assessment of the seeker. And now we have to move to part three, correct?
You have to
We
go
want to read through
do,
the resolution, right?
yes, read through the resolution and vote on that, and that'll, whatever decision you make from there will tell you whether to go to part three or not.
Okay. Do we have to read this entire thing word for word? Did we read it into the record?
You can read the proposed action and then kind of briefly go over the dates and whatnot. At that point, you can ask for a motion on which option, whether it's a negative resolution or a positive resolution.
Okay. So the purpose and intent, this proposed local law A 2022 amendment of the Village of Lansing Code zoning law to add a section on exterior lighting being enacted by the Board of Trustees of the Village of Lansing as follows. Section 1. Purpose and intent. It is the purpose and intent of this local law to amend the Village of Lansing Code zoning law to promote proper lighting for the safety and security of the public. Unwanted effects of improper or poorly placed lighting and to reduce wasteful energy costs resulting from excessive lighting. With the new lighting technologies having developed luminaires that are extremely powerful, the Village of Lansing will review new and upgraded exterior lighting to reduce improper installation and the unwanted effects of excessive glare and light trespass.
That's the law. Want to read the resolution?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you, Jody. Oh, got it. Got it. Okay. Okay, so we're reading, my mistake, I apologize, everyone. Village of Lansing Board of Trustees Resolution for Seeker Review of Proposed Local Law A 2022 adopted on March 21st, 2022. Whereas this motion involves consideration of the following proposed action: to amend the Village of Lansing Code zoning law to promote improper lighting for the safety and security of the public, to reduce unwanted effects of improper or poorly placed lighting, and to reduce wasteful energy costs resulting from excessive lighting. With the new lighting technologies having developed luminaires that are extremely powerful, the Village of Lansing will review new and upgraded exterior lighting to reduce improper installation and the unwanted effects of excessive glare and light trespass. Exterior lighting should be carefully designed, located, installed, and directed in such a manner as to avoid interference with the safe operation of motor vehicles, prevent light trespass onto adjacent properties, and prevent direct upward light emission to maintain compliance with the dark sky standard. The proposed zoning action is intended to be consistent with the village comprehensive plan. And on March 7th, 2022 and March 21st, 2022, the Village of Lansing Board of Trustees, in performing the lead agency function for its independent and uncoordinated environmental review in accordance with Article 8 of the New York State Environmental Conservation Law, the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQR. One, determine that the proposed action provided for herein is an unlisted action in accordance with SEQR. Two, thoroughly reviewed the short environmental assessment form, the short EAF, and any and all other documents prepared and submitted with respect to this proposed action and its environmental review. Three, completed its thorough analysis of the potential relevant areas of environmental concern to determine if the proposed action may have a significant adverse impact on the environment, including the criteria identified in NYCRR section 617.7C, and 4, completed the short EAF. Now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. Which of the options do we want to pursue? Option 1, which is a negative declaration of environmental impact, or option 2, a positive declaration of environmental impact?
I'll move that this is a negative declaration.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of adopting option 1 of this resolution as a negative, this environmental impact as a negative declaration of environmental impact, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay. Next step is we have to answer part 3 of the seeker. Is that correct, Mike?
That's correct. I'll bring that up.
Okay.
Basically, you want to, there was no large impact, so there's no reason to fill out this section. You'll skip down to one of these boxes. The first box is if you feel that there is a one or more potentially large significant adverse impacts, or the second box, which you feel is a negative impact.
So it
And
would
you-
be the second box.
Second box. Okay, at this point in front of you, Ronnie, there is a form, the part 3. If you could sign that, please, I'll come out and get it.
There is no part 3 here. There's only a part 2. Part 2. Part 2. That out here. These are directions.
Don't worry about it then. I'll have you sign it at the end of the meeting.
I'll sign it after the meeting. Thanks, Mike. Okay, thanks, everyone. Okay, the next,
So now you need to adopt proposed local law. A is local law 1/2022.
okay. We would need a motion to adopt the proposed local law A 2022, which is where I started. The amendment of the Village of Lansing Code zoning law to add a section on exterior lighting. So I would need a motion to vote on this law.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Carolyn moves, Pat seconds. Is there any discussion on this law? Did everyone have a chance to read it? Were there any concerns?
Finally.
Yes, yeah. I haven't sat through some of the discussions with the planning board. I didn't sit in with the lighting commission, but they've done a pretty thorough job, and I want to thank them for their work. Okay, if there's no further discussion, we'll vote on adopting this proposed local law A 2022 lighting law. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
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 Thank you. Now we'll move on. Consider the continuing public hearing on proposed local law A. Oh, this is, sorry. Okay, so the next thing is to,
It's confusing. because
Oh,
it's A from 2021.
21,
and the other
okay.
one was
It is
22.
confusing, okay. So this is, excuse me, this is the, our discussion on the rezoning of the properties on Uptown, rezoning that from a medium density residential district to a high density residential district. So you all saw the recommendation from the planning board. That's the very last sheet in our packet that Jody sent us. The planning board recommended that we should go ahead and rezone to HDR. They could find no reason not to do that. So I will need a motion to, basically, we're set a motion to set a final public hearing at our April 4th meeting.
So the
April 4th.
resolution will read to continue the public hearing on proposed local law A 2021 amendment of the Village of Lansing Code and Zoning Law to rezone an existing portion of the medium density residential district located on Uptown Road to a high density residential. We're setting that for April 4th, 2022 at 7:35
Okay,
to continue that.
so if someone would move that resolution and
So moved.
Randy moves. Pat seconds. Any discussion on that resolution? Setting the public hearing? If not, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That passes. So the next thing is our budget discussion. We need to set a public hearing, but we need to kind of maybe just go over, there were a couple of changes that we made based on our executive session last Thursday. Jody made those changes. I don't believe there's anything changed beyond that, correct, Jody, from what we reviewed on Thursday? Is
No,
there-
there were three changes that were, is it three? Yes. To add the pavilion for $20,000.
Okay,
To increase the mayor's salary by 2,000 and to increase the Department of Public Works, instead of giving him a 5% like everyone else, to give him a 7.5%. And the changes also were done for the Social Security and Medicare.
all the changes that were impacted by those
Yes.
decisions. Okay. The one thing that I do want to do is in the summary before the budget in under street maintenance, A 5010.1, this deals with John's salary increase. It was said that there was a reason unknown for the trustees' decision in executive session. I want that change to read as a quote, increased capital projects that John has taken on to meet village goals and saving the village money by using DPW staff and resources instead of outside contractors. So that kind of summarized our discussion. There was a lot more, but that was kind of the gist of our discussion. So we'll have to remember that from now on, when we come out of executive session with salary increases or changes, to document our reason, because it's good to document that within our summary, just so it gives us a record of why we did something.
And you all know that I have that history for every single year back since I started here over
Right.
24 years ago. So
Yes,
if anyone is ever interested in looking at that before you make any decisions, I would recommend you look at that.
Can we also do something similar for the mayor's salary? Put in a reason?
oh, was there no reason?
it says reason unknown now, but the reason being that increase in expenditures and the copious amount of time, expenditure of the position. It's still not nearly reflected in the salary. I mean, I don't know how to put that off the top of my head, but I'd rather not say reason unknown when the reasons, the massive amount of time that it takes, and also just general lifestyle expenses going up dramatically this year.
Thank you, Carol. I don't know if we need to vote on those, but I think that we just put them in the record. That would be
And that was just summary of the discussion.
fine. Yeah, just a summary of discussion. Let's just remember that next time we do an executive session or something like this, to come out with a salary number and a reason for any change. So lesson learned. Yeah. And Jody, I mentioned this, this is related to our newsletter, that there was a paragraph in the mayor's comments where we talked about the percent increase in the appraised property value. Do you have that number? Do you know what that is now?
I will send you you have it right here. You just basically repeated yourself twice. It's the same thing.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. So this is 2.6.
Yes.
All right. And the, so the tax revenue also increased by, do you have a number that, is it in our budget?
Yep.
Okay.
If you look on that line item in your budget.
Okay.
So if you go to property tax.
Real property tax items, is that it?
So it went, so what are you looking at? Real property tax, you look, last year, adopted budget was 795,469. And this year it's 816,121, which is an increase of 2.59%.
2.6, okay, 2.59%. Okay,
And as part of the minutes, that whole spreadsheet that I sent you that describes everything will be inserted into the minutes.
that's great.
And that is done every single year, so you can keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, I've used it before. It comes in handy. It does. Okay. So we will need to pass a resolution setting a public hearing for the proposed budget for April 4th, 2022. I guess it's 7:40, something like that, 7:40. So if someone, I will move it. If someone would second that.
Second, yeah.
Pat seconds.
4th of April.
For the 4th of April, 2022. That is our first meeting, Monday night meeting in April at 7:40 PM. Is there any discussion about that? Nope. Okay, all those in favor of that resolution, raise your hand and say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, it's done too. Okay, the next order of business is mayor's comments. I really don't have many comments. I do want to thank the Lighting Commission for the work on that lighting law. I know they're working on other laws, but that was a lot of work and I really appreciate it. Lots of good discussions and changes and bringing it up to date and making sure that it met our goals. I greatly appreciate that. Another word, I wanted to let people know that the petition signatures for our two trustee candidates, Susan Ainsley and Jeff Dobbin, were filed today. We filed 118 signatures.
Bless you.
Bless you, Carolyn. And
Recording?
yes, it's posterity. So the signatures were filed, 18 sheets of signatures, and the acceptance letters from each of the candidates were also filed. So everything's done for our village election on April 26th, Tuesday, April 26th, which will begin at noon and go until 9 p.m. And that will take place at the village offices. We're not sure if it will be in here or over at the community room. We're going to try for the community room so we don't have to tear down our video conferences.
Will the planning board meeting for that night be canceled?
Well, if we vote in the community room, the planning board can meet here, but that in April 26th is a chance it's going to have to be live. So if we could work in the community room, the polling location as a community room, then the planning board should be able to meet here.
It shouldn't be a problem because it's the same address.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question,
Yeah.
going back to the signatures. So you have enough signatures now, because I picked up a form today to get more. So I don't need to do it.
No.
Okay. That's okay.
Tomorrow was the deadline, but we filed them all today. Just be sure.
I picked it up and I came and signed. Okay,
So-
so then I won't bother.
Thank you though, Pat. Beyond
I have
that,
This is John. I have a quick
John.
question. Can we just check with the elections department to make sure they did a handicap assessment on both the buildings? Can we just check and verify that that meets their criteria?
Absolutely. I have to call them anyways. I can't just switch without their approval.
Okay, thank you.
it should be all right. I felt we had a handicapped accessible ramp on the sidewalk and
We
it's
do.
a single level. We should be okay, but it doesn't hurt to ask. And that's all from me. Anything else from anyone else? Any other topics?
Oh, you asked me to bring in that stuff on the plaques for the mayors.
Yeah.
Sort of changing my mind a little bit and wanted to advise, see what everybody else thought. I've sort of exhausted the places we can get these done. So this was one example. That's in color, but I can pass it around. I don't think we need it. You don't have to have it this large.
Right, this is just an example.
This is just an example. Randy, I'll give you a look. You already didn't care for the first one I showed you, right? The acrylic stuff I got from the church that Simon had proposed, which I quite like, but it was expensive, but no. But the other thought that came to me, this is the one, I don't know if you remember, I showed it to you all, or I sent it
Yes,
to you.
I do remember.
And it was just, so this was the donors, but you could still do the same. The other thought I had, and I wanted to run it by you, is we only have 4 mayors as of now, you being the 5th, but you're still on the board, so.
Yes.
But we still can. I was wondering, would it be more personal to do a plaque for each of the mayors? And it's similar to what we had done for Don Hartle, to keep it in line. That's not even up yet, is it? Oh,
No, we have
That was
to,
quite expensive.
yeah.
we have to
But a
schedule.
smaller plaque, because we wouldn't need to put all.
Well, here's the thing. Village is going to be around for a while
Mhm,
and you probably are not going to get people like Don that serve for
25
over
years.
20 years.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So you might end up
Dying
with
along.
a bunch of, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So then really it comes down to maybe something like this, which can be done in Dryden. That's the only place that does it now. It's not, I mean, it's a bit, it's dark, but you can get, I don't know, we can have.
so it would maybe
Well,
at the top of it have something that
Well, yeah, I
thanks the
don't know.
mayors or whatever. and
So
then
here's- if
each
you wanna
little
look at the-
nameplate can have their name with their dates.
Yeah, because do you want to put their service dates on?
I would.
Yeah.
Might as
Okay,
well.
well, the only one that I don't know is Theodore Wixom, which was Ted Wixom. It says 90, but it doesn't say when he finished. I know it was very short because he left. Okay, so you have that. So we should put the dates, but there's different versions of this. If you really, I mean, I don't want to hold you up too long tonight, but does anybody want to look at them or?
How about a large thick wooden plaque.
Well, this is what they are. It's,
Yeah, these have the like brass nameplates on them, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking of a large wooden, thick wooden thing. It's on the wall someplace and it has, they're actually written in or painted in somehow. Their names and the years, and the year that they served, years.
I like this one. I don't see what's wrong with that. Just. thank you
Yeah,
for
I
your
just took-
service,
this is
Mayor,
the
to
only
Village of
one they had in
Lansing.
the shop.
Name on one side, date on the other, and there's 4 slots. We could do 5.
oh, you can add them as
Yeah, you can add
as
them
years
as you
go
go.
on. So,
I think
mean,
this one's nice.
this one,
It's simple.
it is simple. I think that might be, I just took a picture of the only one they had.
Okay, let's-
This middle one here, right?
This one,
Just wanted to make it a little.
let me take a picture of it and I'll send everyone a copy after the meeting.
And then you can tell me what size you want it to be or what to put on it. But I think the dates they serve should be put.
Where are you gonna hang it?
Oh, we were gonna hang it on that wall, wasn't it? Or were we gonna do?
Well,
it?
originally, we were gonna go down the hallway. Because the dedication to the conference room is going right on that wall, right under that light.
So it'd be down,
So if it's the hallway, it doesn't need to be huge, like if it's in here.
oh, no.
Yeah, gotcha.
You're going to have if you get a huge one, you can have open space. And, I mean, as long as there's
Oh, I know, I
space
see
to
what you're
add,
Yeah.
you don't want it so big that it looks,
Well, at some point, if you fill one up, you can go get one that's a little bit larger and have the plates transferred and.
so I'd be happy if you think, if everybody agreed on that
do a
one,
Second, a
go
second.
and have them start,
That's for,
give us a copy. Do you want me then to have them started so we can get it finished? There really isn't, I checked with the people downtown that did the
Why
plan.
not?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to sort of get it
Get her
finished,
done.
so,
Nice job.
Simon, could you kind of see that?
would you like this one?
You probably really couldn't. see
Yeah.
it.
I can't see it at all. Did you take a picture? Can you send it?
No, I'll send it to you now.
It's this one right down. Finally, and you want it in that light wood too?
I think that whole thing is just nice.
I think you should get it the same kind of wood we got
On
going
the
on in
trim.
here.
It looks like it's
Yeah, it
very,
looks-
it looks like it's very close to that.
What you mean, the one we had, that one? Does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very close.
Okay, and then maybe you and I can figure out what to put at the top and get the dates and that. And then if I could take it to them, I'll ask them to give us a, a copy of what it looks like. Does everybody agree? I know you can't see it, Simon, but Ronnie's going to send you a picture.
If everyone there is happy with it, that's good enough for me.
That's all I had then.
It's on its way to you, Simon. So we'll be here for another minute or two, so you can scream if you.
I have an event in Syracuse on April 4th, so I will maybe Zoom in and maybe I'll be done with the event. The event ends at 7. So if I stay till the end, I'll Zoom in, and if I leave early, I'll be back.
It's not a problem because through April 15th,
Yeah.
vote remote, so they'll be just fine.
Okay, just FYI.
Andy, do you have anything?
April 4th. I'm thinking, I will definitely be traveling, but I should be able to do this. All right. I'm not, I don't keep track of employees' anniversaries, but I believe I overheard Jody saying when I was here last Thursday that it was her 22nd, 24th anniversary. So just would like to congratulate her on 24 years serving with the Village of Lansing. That's all I have.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Oh,
another 24, right?
nope.
All
I
right.
move to adjourn. Oh, you were gonna ask Simon if he had anything.
Yeah, Simon, do you have anything?
You got the plaque, looks good. You said the wood will match what we already have there, Jody.
Yeah,
Pretty
Yep,
close.
looks good. The only other thing, I have rec partnership tomorrow. Do you have a copy of the minutes where I was reappointed to the rec partnership for the year, Jody?
yeah, or can I email them?
Yep,
to
that's fine.
whoever's in charge?
Yep, Kate Shanks Booth.
Can you send?
I can
me her
send you-
email?
I'll send you her email.
Yeah, and I can send that to her tomorrow.
Excellent, thank you. That's all I got.
Okay. Natalie? I think Carolyn's already made a motion that.
And I'll second.
Party someplace.
This is why I joined.
All right, so all those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, we are adjourned for the evening. Thanks, everyone, for a good short.
Jeez.